Hey, so today not about the spoken Natvi language, but about the Natvi sign language. Many are probably not aware of this, but for the second movie, a sign language has been created. I honestly myself don't know much about sign languages, but according to some in the community who know more than I do, the Natvi sign language seems to be very heavily influenced by American Sign Language, just with different signs. So it is probably, please don't trust me on this, but it seems to not be as much of a full conlang as the spoken Natvi languages. But in the beginning, we only had a handful of signs confirmed by the creator. The creator himself, unfortunately, has not reacted to multiple attempts of the community to reach out to him to learn more. So the information was very scarce and it was kind of a bit forgotten by most in the community. But a while ago, multiple months ago actually, someone realized, hey, on one of the special editions of the second movie, there are more signs. Obviously, they couldn't just upload that to YouTube or to the Discord or anything because that would be illegal. So this was kind of, again, forgotten. I promised to do something about it, but I also forgot because I always forget. And also it was a bit problematic because the signs only were on a specific special edition that is only available in the US. And yeah, that's not very nice. So if anyone from Lightstorm is watching this, which I'm pretty sure no one is, but in cases, if you put such language information on a special edition, please make it available everywhere in the world, because now Willem had to literally order this from the US, which is not very nice for the environment to ship something from the US to Europe. And also it's kind of expensive. But I really wanted to make these signs available for everyone that is interested in the Natvi language. Of course, again, I cannot just give you the scenes, so I will do my best to imitate the signs and will explain to you the little information we have. As I said, I'm really not an expert on sign languages. I know literally nothing, so I'm just imitating. But I plan to send my copy of the special edition to Zhang Tsuva, who knows much more about sign languages than I do. So hopefully Zhang will be a bit quicker than me and also release his own video where he will give us a much more professional impression of how to do these signs. But for now, hear this video with me doing the signs. Have fun! This first one means how are you, and in the material he has done with both sides, so the side doesn't see, like which hand you use for which motion doesn't seem to matter, if I understand correctly. The next one means I'm fine. I have to warn you, I failed a bit with recreating it. So you start like this, and then like this. The problem is, and I cannot do this, I literally cannot do this, you're supposed to have this finger down while doing this. Like you start like this, and then like the three fingers here do this motion, do that thumb is at the side, and you're supposed to have this down. I cannot do this, like I cannot do this motion while having my pinky down, so you get the Schrott, now I'm starting German, you're getting the bad version with me messing it up. And he does it, all the examples he does are with his right hand. Of course, I know literally nothing about sign language. I have no idea if it makes a difference if you use different hands, so. The next one then is to say I'm sick, and I hope you can still hear me. Actually, it does maybe better if I do it like this. I hope you can still hear me. So the right hand does this motion here and then here. And the left hand goes like also here at the the chest area. This was kind of what he did in the video. For the next one, he did another variation of I'm fine or I'm sick. And that was simply done, and he switched between them. So I assume that you do this motion for both, but let's actually look at what he did. So he started like this, hand up, that was I'm fine, and then he switched to this, I'm sick. I'm fine, I'm sick. So I assume with my non-knowledge that to say I'm fine, you can do this. And for I'm sick, you then probably would do the full motion to sick, either like this, Or maybe you just do this. I'm not sure. He switched between the two in the instruction video, and it just switched between I'm fine, I'm sick, I'm fine, I'm sick. And when he would do the full motion, he would do like the full motion here, I'm fine, and then he switched to I'm sick. And for that one, I should actually also note that he also again had his pinky actually like a bit like this. But yeah, I cannot do that. I cannot, my pinky doesn't want to move without the other fingers, so you get the worse version there. The next one means excuse me. And with the right hand, you have like a motion from here, and he repeats the motion a few times, or something like this. Now with the second hand, when this hand is in front, then you do this. So. And again, he has constantly his pinky like this. I'm sorry. Just assume usually he has his pinky weirdly like this, while the other fingers are straight. The next one is one that you are probably already familiar with if you have learned a bit of the sign language in the community, and that is the thank you. So. But we actually also have an alternative version now to say thank you all, which has incredibly many movements within a second, so I'm not able to do this one quick. I will try to lead you through the steps, and these steps will probably look slightly off, but again, I'm not good with sign languages at all. So we do the same movement at the beginning, but instead of doing the same as we did before, so before we did this, we now actually show to everyone, then we connect the two fingers here. Now this hand makes some weird movements, so this one stays kind of idle here, and this one makes movements and connects here again. And after this connection, we can repeat the initial movement. Then this is actually not something that he has that he shows in the video on the DVD. But there is a small scene from the movie where we see the thank you again, which we already knew beforehand. So that was the thank you. So that one is also in this bonus content. It's just not done by him. They just put in the movie scene. So I assume that this is just how you do thank you, which we already knew beforehand. But he also now gives us please. And this one you do by connecting your fingers here to your chest, and then doing this motion. So next he gives us sorry, and we have one hand here, one hand that shows to the front, and then we connect here, and we can also do movement here. And that is sorry. It should be noted also that he, throughout the entire video, of course, makes use of facial expressions. I'm doing this less. I'm not very good at facial expressions. I have the feeling if I do it now it looks very weird. But imagine that my facial expressions fit what I'm saying with sign language here. So anyone who knows sign language is probably cringing right now, like she is speaking but her face doesn't speak. But yeah. Interestingly, in the movie, of course, we saw a different sign for I'm sorry, and that sign also comes up in this bonus content again. Again, this time not Jones himself does it, but they just show the movie scene to probably show an alternative sign for I'm sorry. But I assume since they highlight it here again, it's canon. I mean, of course, it's in the movie, so it is canon. The alternative, of course, is already known, but I will show it again anyway. And that was, of course, this one, where we go down here and then go over the other hand. Next we get some nouns, so I think so far we only had phrases, but now we get some nouns. First he shows us family, you put those two together and then you open and close those. We also get father, thumb to chin, and then doing this movement, and of course then we get also mother, which is those fingers here at the side. Next we get marriage, which on first sight actually looks a bit similar to family. So we again have our fingers together, but this time, so you remember with family, we kept those together and then opened and closed, but those two stay together. With marriage they don't, so we put it like this together. That was not very good. So I should marry. So those thumbs kind of, so I cannot do this with, like, these fingers are supposed to be more like this, but I cannot move my fingers that way. So you get open and closed. No, not that much open, those stay connected from what I saw. Next, he gives us the word for baby. We put our hands on top of each other and then do this movement. Probably like calming down a baby. Next, he gives us the sign for child, and for that he puts the hand in about such a position, and then he starts slow and then in steps brings it up. Probably signifying the growth of a child. And at the end, actually, what he did in the video is waving at it, which I have no idea if that's just for fun or if it's style of this, if it's part of the sign, but he does it. Next, he shows us brother and sister. For brother, he starts with about this and then moves it, and the end result is something like this. So this one shows to the front, both actually show to the front and have the thumbs gone. So actually starts with this one, I think, with thumbs, kind of a thumbs up motion. And then when he has done this motion, he brings two fingers to the side and then away. And this hand actually should not be there anymore. So in complete, you get this motion flowing into something like this, and then he goes there and then quickly away. Next, of course, we get sister, which is quite similar, but we do it at the chin. So we start from here and get into the same motion, and then again this one. So next we get grandpa, which starts with shaking motion, then moving to this. So first shaking, and then once this. I now do it twice to show, but so incomplete it would be shaking. I think you can already guess what grandpa is, so we again have to think that male is something up here and female is something up here, so we get a shake motion down here, and then the same motion down here. Next we get the signs for boy and girl. First for boy, we do this motion in front of the forehead, then showing the fingers, and then a few times tipping here. For girl, you can already guess it will be something in this area, so we get with the thumb, we do this movement, and then again this tapping. So next we get the word for kiss. First fingers here and then here, very simple. Next we get signs for help and help me. So we have the hand like this, then we kind of like a grabbing emotion for help. For help me, we have the same position of this hand, and then we do kind of again such a grabbing emotion, but we make it smaller till here. So don't, like this time we had like this full motion here. Now we do it a bit smaller, and we don't close the hand full yet because we do that while we go here. Next we have in and out, which are pretty straightforward. So we have one hand here, then we have one hand that either goes in or out, in or out, in, out. Next we have day and night, which again kind of belong together. So we get day, night, day, night, day, night. Next we get cold. You have one hand here, then you move the hand to it and shake it. Next we have hot, And this time I use actually this one as the stative arm where the other hand goes to. I have, as I said, I have no idea if it matters which arm does which or which hand does which. I'm just copying what he does. So this time you go in there and go away very quickly as if you burned yourself. And you can also add this motion afterwards, but he first did like a few times like this, and I guess this one is like an addition that you can do to make the sign longer. Another addition that he added was this, which probably signifies the sweat. So the full thing with all three parts would be like this. But of course there is no extra information, so I don't know how little or how much of that you have to do to say that. Or if, for example, this could also on its own mean hot without the first two parts. Next we have the sign for week. Again, we have two parts here. So first we have this and then we can also do this. I assume it kind of belongs together. Next we get strong, which is like this. So very simple, quick sign. Next we have the signs for good and bad. So first we get good. And for bad we kind of have the other way around. So we have this one is now a fist and this one goes on top. So this is bad. Next we get happy and sad. For happy we put our hand kind of like this. So this one like this, and then in front of our chest. So this is happy. Of course you should look happy. I'm bad at looking happy. For sad we take our hand and put it down in front of our face. Next we get to cry, for which we put our hand like this and tap and slowly go down. Next we get school. We have one hand like this and then one hand that goes, this should be in. It doesn't want to imagine that this finger is not here. Like this, between head and the other hand. I kind of imagine, like in my mind, this is a book and I take the knowledge and I crash it into my head. This is how I imagine the sign. Next we get work. We have one hand and do kind of such a motion. Next we get home, which is just the hand here. You can do a slight motion like this. Next we get water. We have one hand like this and the other goes over it. Next we have love. We use the one hand, put it on our chest. Next we get the sign for avatar, which again is a very complicated sign with many parts. So I went through the to the thing literally frame by frame, and I will explain step by step, but I cannot do it fluent myself. So in the beginning he has kind of a little bit closed, does a movement, opens it. By the way, this pinky should again be in. He had it in the entire time. I cannot do this without holding it like this, but I need my second hand now. So yeah, so movement, opens this hand, shows with this hand here in between, while looking very confused. So he looked the entire time a bit confused at this hand. And then he does a lot of, while keeping this hand like this, he does a lot of movement with this hand. I am honest, even by going through it frame by frame, I could not figure out what exactly it is. Like he does a lot of movement here. I saw a 2 in between. I saw something like this in between. He then also goes in between here. So movement. Then again back. I saw again 2. And then he puts this away while making here movement and again opening the hand. And that was the end. Next we have a phrase all done. For that you put this one, this was hanging like a bit. And then with this one, with the thumb going kind of in the direction of the face. Next we get the I see you emotion. So they first showed in this bonus material the scene from the movie where most people seem to really have these fingers together and do it like this. But he actually in his own video shows it more like a spread hand. So there seems to be some variation. In general, he showed a lot of variation in how he signed these. I guess this is just common with that there's variation in how you can sign different signs. So yeah, we see it in the movie more like this, and then from him more like this. Next we get another one that we already know from the YouTube channel. So the swim together with us. So first we do some wave kind of movements. So and then we bring them together. Next, another one that we also already knew, and that is the friends one. And another one we already knew, Sivako, so rise to the challenge. The last part actually again doesn't show him, but instead a part of the movie, namely the I trust you. And there we get 3 different signs, I guess, I, trust and you. We get the I. Then we get the trust where he starts like this and then put it together. And then the you. And he also does the other way around, so you can trust me. And those were all the signs that we see in these bonus content thingies. As I said, that was not a very professional imitation, but at least now it's out there. It's very sad that we didn't get any more information, that they didn't put the other signs on the YouTube or anything else. I hope we will get more information, but that was it for now. Hi, Yellow Frappo.